Welcome back to the channel, State of the Franchise here on YouTube, and today I'm going to give you, as promised, my Road to the Show equipment and perks upgrade system. Now this may change with time as there may be more equipment that comes out throughout the year. I know they've done that in other years. I know specifically in MLB 18 and 19 they had like special edition equipment that for holidays and opening day, 4th of July, All-Star, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, all that good stuff. And if so, there quite possibly could be a version 2.0 and 3.0, but that all depends on when the season starts. Rumor has it, Memorial Day. We may end up with double headers that are 7 innings long in each game. Starting off in the upper left hand side, we simply have the equipment, which will be running down the very first column. Over to this right, we have the level of equipment and the amount of each type of equipment at launch of the game. Again, this may change. They've done it before. Next to that, we have the criteria to obtain said level. So if it's a silver, what's next to it determines what you need to do in order to get that level of equipment or perks upgrade. Next to that will be what may amount to the most important to your Road to the Show players' development, the executive decision column, or the criteria to veto and override. It's a play on words, as the channel is called State of the Franchise, so executive decision, yada yada, president, all that jazz. In other words, it's what you need to do in order to skip ahead of this level, aka get better equipment faster. Following that is probably the next most important column in this entire chart, the checks and balances, or the maintenance system, what you need to keep this equipment of this level. Now I know this may seem weird, as we all want to get our player to a 99 overall and just have beasts, and this isn't MLB the Show 17 where we could just take points and just throw it at wherever we want. But I want there to be an air of you need to be consistently good in order to keep this level of whatever you have. Like Mike Trout has to continue to play at an MVP type level in order to be the best player in the game, or at least considered the best player in the game. In the final column, I have what I recently came up with, the pitcher pardon. Now, I've created this column because a lot, and I mean a lot, of the equipment in MLB the Show ends up being heavily favored towards hitters, and I figure a good portion of this equipment, you can have it, you can put it on your player, and because you're a pitcher, even if you're in the National League, you're not going to hit a lot, so any little bit could help. Though for any of these that will increase a pitcher's statistics, I've added a little something as a challenge. Alright, heading back down to the left side and one, row down, we've got Homerun Celebrations, which I have based off of single game home run statistics. So that's any home runs you hit in one game. It can go to extras or whatever. Rained out, though there's no rainouts this year. I'd love it though. Next up, we've got No Doubt Home Run Animation, which would be strictly based off your power attribute, the average of your right and left power splits. Next up, bats and bat skins. I combined them because I didn't really see a need to separate the two, and they really all show up in one big inventory folder sheet thingamabob. And we base that off of single season average only, followed by batting gloves. I've based off of primarily one statistic, but you can override it with either having a great statistical season in one category, as you'll see on the chart, or some type of consistency of greatness. Looking back at the road that this originates from, again, it's for career hits, walks / bases on balls, however you want to call it, runs scored, And I've included a little one in the gold section where it says finish in the top 5 in ML RBIs. Next, we have fielding gloves, which will be based off of your fielder rating and gold gloves. Now, I know we don't have any real control over who wins what award, especially gold glove. But are you up for the challenge? I hope so. Following that are cleats. These are pretty much only based off of stolen bases, either in a game, in a season, or in a career. Now, silver and gold, you'll probably be able to get. The diamond ones, they're individual criteria that you need to adhere to in order to get these specific cleats. On top of you having the stubs, I guess, to get them. But if you play long enough and you play every game, you'll eventually get to this point. If you play different game modes, such as Diamond Dynasty and all the cards that you can get there that you can sell, by all means, sell them and get your Road to the Show player up, you know? If also post-game rewards, the game gives you something after each and every game, so why not take advantage and just sell every damn thing? That's what I do. Next up, we have the protective equipment, the elbow guards, the wrist guards, the shin guards, and the compression sleeves. Now, I just roll them all up into one because there was really no point in trying to piece out different things when they all pretty much touch on the same thing, durability. If you are creating a catcher, the catcher equipment will only apply to you. Again, as I put in the trailer video, there will be no catcher cheese. I'm not just going to throw on equipment, and I think even MLB the Show realized that people were throwing on catcher equipment for the durability boost. The blocking, you don't use it because if you're not a catcher, what are you blocking? Next category of equipment, we have bat grips. Now, as you will see in some of these, I've either put free for a hitter or yes. They both mean the same thing. Meaning, you can start your player off the second you get him with this equipment. Again, pitchers are going to get a lot more leeway than a hitter because pitchers pitch every 5 days, or if you're a closer, you may pitch as needed. Whereas a hitter, you can play 120, 130. You can go Cal Ripken for all we know and play a lot of games in a season. So you have a lot more opportunity to hit your goals than, say, someone else. Next up, we have Eyewear, which will be based off of awards plus maybe your batting average. Stance socks, I basically have them based off of either your stolen base attempts or how many successful steals you have. Last year, I don't think I got the stance socks till about December, and that was just a post-game reward. Like I lucked out of that one. Lastly, we have the equipment or the upgrades that are probably the second most powerful, but you only get one of these. The rituals. The first one you get free if you have any silver ones. And because there are so many, and rituals tend to be, I guess, pretty superstitious, I placed some different criteria for each and every one of them past silver. Each and every one of them has a different criteria that you need to meet in order to A, go up, or to B, maintain what you already have. Next up, we have the perks. Now, I kept this one pretty nice and simple so that it's easy to keep track of. Alright, we've got the level of perks or tier up top from 1 to 4, which is combo also, because it intersects both whatever two traits that are nearby one another. You know what I'm saying. And then on the left hand side, I've got criteria that you can jump up over if, say, you are called up early. In other words, if you go from AA to AAA, or from AAA to the majors, or if you're a major league starter, what you need to do in order to keep each of these levels of perks. Now, me knowing Road to the Show, sometimes, or a lot of the times, they're going to call you up within like the first 2 years of you being drafted, which is nice for the user player, but it's really not that realistic. So if you are in your first year, you're in AA, you don't get any of these perks. Level 1 perks don't even do anything. It just sets the foundation. So levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, completely irrelevant until your second season. But if you so happen to get called up before your second season into AAA, the first 2 levels of perks are free. You can take those the very second you get there. After that age 19 AAA season, if you happen to still be in AAA, you get level 3. So your second year in the major leagues, you get to take this. Or if you win ML Rookie of the Year, either in the AL or the NL, it doesn't make a difference. But say you missed the boat on that Rookie of the Year, you've got to wait 3 major league seasons or get your first All-Star appearance beforehand before you can even get that level 4. Next up, I have if you make it to the major leagues before you reach the age of 20. So that would really be your 3rd season due to no one having actual birthdays in this thing. For your call-up date or whenever that is, the first level is free. It's free for everybody because it doesn't do a damn thing. Now, after you've played 1 season in the majors, you get level 2. You get to keep that until after 3 seasons, and you get your first All-Star appearance, or you win Rookie of the Year that year, which will then get you level 3. Important thing to note, after you have played that All-Star game, you get this perk immediately. And then level 4, you don't get that till after your first postseason appearance. And I mean after, like you have to play the entire postseason without it. And lastly, if it just so happens to take you a bit longer because, I don't know, say your player gets injured or whatever, is MLB Starter. Again, level 1, free. Everybody gets it free. It's a freebie. Level 2, you get that after 3 seasons. Now mind you, your MLB Starter, you have to be at least 21, but have played at least 120 games in any prior season in total. Level 3, you get that after 5 seasons played, or you can cut that by becoming a 3-time All-Star or winning the MVP. I know that may seem like a lot and a long time before you can, become a really good player, but, it's taking you just a bit longer to get to the majors, unlike most. So you're a little held back, but you can still make it. And lastly, level 4, you get that after your second postseason appearance. I'm going to use the completed career of a player I had in MLB the Show 18 to demonstrate some of this. As you can see, he was a first-round pick by the New York Yankees and started his season with the AAA Thunder. On April 12th, he had his first AA home run, made the All-Star team. Within that same season, he ended up in AAA in July, in fact. In that AA season, he hit over 290 by hitting 307, so he'd get the silver bat or bat skin upgrade. In those 90 games he played in AAA between 2017 and 2018, he batted 275. And looking at the criteria, in order for him to make it to the next level, he would need to hit 315 at the AA level, which he never played again, or be a 3-time MLB All-Star just to get the gold. which he did in 2022, 2023, and 2024. In order for them to keep that gold status, he'd have to bat .315 for an MLB season. Problem is, he wouldn't do that till 2026. Now, would he actually lose it? No, he wouldn't. Because he won the MVP in 2025, meaning he would go up to Diamond. Meaning he would start 2026 with that Diamond bat skin or bat, which he ended up winning another MVP, so he keeps it again for the 2027 season, the 2028 season, 29 season, 30 season, 31, 32, 33, 34. Now he'd start the 2035 season with gold. Why? He didn't win the MVP previous season. Now at the end of 2035, going into 2036, his final season, he would have that diamond bat or bat skin. Now looking at bat skins, it wouldn't be until the beginning of 2026 that he would get his silver batting gloves, because you need 1,250 hits. Now, he actually wouldn't even start the season with that. He would actually start with gold, because he had consecutive 100-run seasons the previous year. So he would move up to gold, and in order to maintain that, he would need to get 200 hits in a season, which he did at 208. Now, sometime in his 15th season, he will have crossed the 2,500 hits mark, which would have got him to diamond. And for him to keep a diamond bat or bat skin, he will have to hit 200 hits in a season for consecutive seasons, which he did in 2033, or break Ichiro's 262 hit season from like 01 or 02. Now remember, this is a challenge. Now, you don't have to do it this way, but this is the way I'm choosing to do it for the Wyoming Wildman Road to the Show series I have, and a future series I have coming up as soon as I can get the kinks together with a Road to the Show pitcher. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section, as well as all the typical YouTube-y stuff. Like, share, subscribe, at the very least like the video. I'd love it if you'd subscribe though, and you can see this challenge come to fruition. Thank you for watching. This is State of the Franchise Sports. We out here.